Yo, so I'm kind of exhausted right now. Not making excuses. There will be a technical update coming tonight. But today I sold my condo. So I've been rolling around, running errands, trying to get that done. I was dealing with that yesterday. Right now, the fiance is out picking up some stuff. So I'm chilling with the kids. You hear that, Mickey? Don't copyright me. Fair use. But so the update is still coming. But we now know, at least, that up until this point, if we are in accumulation, that we had not, coming up until this point, gone into phase C, which is good in a way because it allows us to better understand and look at the volume analysis to get a better idea of what's going to be coming next, right? So, and a spring isn't necessarily a one-day event. Like, we're seeing this bounce in after hours. It's a reaction, right? But if you look at the after hours chart, like on the 1 minute basis, it looks like accumulation, right? So we have to see where those relevant Fibonacci levels are, things like that, etc. I still think that it's accumulation, just on my first glance, and we'll get more into detail. I'm gonna go dig around in the chart, try and really figure it out what I think. But look, I mean, don't be surprised if the narrative continues and they really go for a true, like, they really go for the shakeout, right? That's like my first kind of thing that I want to share with people. Like, if they push down to 25, they really go wild and push down to this $20. Look, man, back in July, I was looking at that section of the chart and saying, damn, like, there's no trading in that region, right? So there's no built-up support. That doesn't mean that we have to go back there, but institutions will tend to look for those sorts of opportunities in a chart. I wasn't doing YouTube and stuff like that back then. And also I got taken out of that by, like, just the amount of criticism, I guess. But, excuse me, but I always kind of knew that it was possible, right? And I'm not saying that is for sure what's going on. It's definitely completely possible for us this to be the break of the trading range, which is actually my bias as of now, and for this shakeout to be a relatively short period of time compared to the rest of the chart, right? So I don't think that whatever is going to happen to the downside, this is my bias. It's not a promise. It's not like I can't tell the future, but I don't think that this section of the chart is going to take a relatively long time. It's going to clear itself up in a few days. The alternative is that this is a larger distribution schematic, I suppose. But it's not, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because I haven't seen distribution, like, I haven't seen a lot of examples of distribution that have played out in this way. We've seen reaccumulation, such as Mana. Like, if you look at Mana when it was down in that $2 range or whatever, $3 range, before it had its recent leg up to like $5 plus, you see this reaccumulation schematic, and you can look that up, and it's really similar. I don't really see it as a distribution schematic as we stand right now. It's just not. The volume analysis, it favors accumulation. The chart overall, to me, looks like accumulation / reaccumulation. So that's my bias as it stands right now, but I'm going to dig into the chart. And to be honest with you, I'm going to try to be as pessimistic as I possibly can when doing so that I'm not just doing this perma-bull thing. And I think that it's easy for me to fall into the trap of doing that because of all of the... Oh, man, I mean, the amount of challenge that I receive anytime that I'm negative when, anytime that I come off as bearish whenever I'm looking at a chart. I got to go in a second. When I'm coming off as bearish when I'm looking at the chart, it makes it hard for me to think with a clear mind because I might draw trends or something like that and look at certain areas of the chart and go, oh, well, I don't think that can happen, blah, 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 because I'm being biased, because I don't want to... maybe, subconsciously I'm trying to avoid being criticized. It's like a nature thing, you know, like a survival instinct. But I just need to be tougher and just look at it for what it is. Just look at it. And then come to the conclusions that I believe are most likely. I don't think that, I don't believe that fundamentals, right? So like whatever is going on in the news or whatever, I don't believe that that is the cause of this. I believe that that is just the result of what institutions are trying to accomplish right now. So whatever you think about that is up to you. But that's what I believe. So anyway, yeah, technical video coming out later, and hopefully this gave you a little insight as to where my head's at as of right now. I know that you guys, a lot of people will say, oh, plan out what you're thinking, you know, what you're going to say before you, whatever. But this is just how I am. So I'm not going to like sit here and script videos or whatever. I'm going to just like tell you exactly how I'm feeling. So, this crazy animal, he got a haircut too. Boy, he was wilding up in the barber shop. Every time. Do any 2-year-olds like getting haircuts, or is it just a common thing for them to hate them? All right, you guys take it easy.